Adventurers and artists, welcome back. Expressing gratitude for my first piano teacher. So I just told the story about how I came to start learning the piano, and I'll just say it briefly. There was a piano in the household, and I found this piano tune on YouTube that was so inspiring to me that I decided I needed to learn it. And so I went ahead and learned it. A couple of months it took me. And I played it in the house, and my nana, she was in the house a lot, and she really loved that I was playing the piano, and she thought that we need to get you lessons. So she actually funded piano lessons for me. So Nana, if you're watching this, thank you so much, really. I mean, it started everything, these lessons. So we found this young man called William just down the road. And he was I think he was a student. He was about my age. He was in his early 20s, I think. And he was teaching piano on the side. And he was part of the New Zealand School of Music. And he was teaching the piano upon that whole curriculum. You know, they had a curriculum. They had a certain set of, guidelines in how they taught their students. And, when I started off with William, that's exactly what we did. We sat down. It was a half an hour lesson, and we spent 15 minutes at the piano. He would teach me some things, and then 15 minutes at the table where he would present these books, these little workbooks, and we would work through some of the music theory stuff and notes and music theory. And we went with this for a few weeks, but as the weeks went along, I kind of slowly started to lose interest. I wasn't really, I don't know, I was getting further and further away from that original spark of inspiration that got me started on the piano, which was, being so inspired by that tune. And, that's what I wanted to do. And I ended up just not being interested in what William was teaching me anymore. We would sit and do theory, and I wasn't keen on it, I just wasn't really vibing with it, Meanwhile, at home, I was trying to learn tunes, learn these songs that I was finding on YouTube. And then eventually William signed me up to do grade 1, and I did grade 1, and I just remember thinking, like, what is this? This is like school. I come when I finish school, I want to go to my extracurricular activities or whatever, and I don't want to feel like I'm at school. This music. I was a bit confused. Anyway, he could clearly see that I wasn't really interested in what he was teaching me, and he said, well, what are you keen to do? What are you working on? What? And so I brought him this sheet music to this tune that I was learning at the time, which was called Comptine de un autre et. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but it's a classic piano tune that a lot of people will recognize. That was one tune that really inspired me too, and I wanted to learn it. And William said, well, let's just learn that, So he actually put aside the curriculum, and every time I went to see him, we would work through these songs that I wanted to learn. And then suddenly, I was falling in love with the piano again, and he was assisting me in learning these tunes, and one by one I would learn tunes, and I really wanted to push the bar, and there were some really hardcore piano songs that I wanted to learn. Like, for example, there's a piano cover of the Pirates of the Caribbean theme. I think it's by Jared Radnich. I don't know. That's the name off the top of my head. And he's just da-da-dun-dun, And there's a really gnarly piano cover of the Simpsons theme tune that I just decided I wanted to learn. I don't know why I was so ambitious as a kid. Far out. Even now I don't want to learn tunes like that. The Simpsons theme tune is really hard. I haven't even attempted it again, and yet I literally brought the sheet music for the Simpsons theme tune, into William's little studio. Crazy. Needless to say, it was unsuccessful. I didn't end up learning the Simpsons theme tune. I will one day. But yeah, I ended up loving the piano, and he signed me up for a piano competition. And my first piano competition, I actually played the Up theme tune. A beautiful little tune, beautiful melody. I played it, and I actually ended up winning the competition. And that was a really great moment for me. I don't know, I didn't think I was particularly good. I just liked to play the music. I had fun, you know? These were songs that really inspired me, and I was just like being able to recreate them, and it was a wonderful feeling. So yeah, I'm really grateful for that, actually. I'm really grateful that William kind of set aside his curriculum and chose to, you know, teach me in what I wanted to learn, you know. He did give me like the Hannon book, so we still instilled a sense of like discipline in terms of like practicing scales and finger exercises, but I never practiced them. No way, not once. I didn't want to practice Hannon. I just wanted to play the Up theme tune and like Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff. And I would go to him and he would say, play the first Hannon exercise, and I'm like stumbling through it. But yeah, so that's the first part to the story. Now the second part goes like this. So I wondered why we had a piano in the house. There were actually a lot of music books. We have a lot of music books, always. In the piano stool, there was stacks and stacks of music books, and on the shelf. And one day I actually wondered, like, where did all these music books come from? And one day I found out quite randomly that my dad actually got to grade 8 on the piano. Now, I found this out when I was like 12 or something, just so randomly, so casually. Like, I was like, wait, what? You got to grade 8 on piano? Like, I only just managed to scrape through my grade 1 test, and you got to grade 8? And yeah, he said, yeah, I practiced the piano as a kid, and I found that really fascinating because I hadn't seen him play once. And I asked him about it, and he said he had one of those really classical teachers, one of those really rigid classical teachers that had the set teaching method, and she would not bend on that, and she taught him that way precisely. And I think he definitely got quite good, because I picked up this from that stack of classical music books. I picked up this Bach book, and there's notes in here on tunes that even I struggle with. Like, I struggle with these tunes. I mean, Bach, I've just started practicing Bach. It's definitely challenging for me, but there are some challenging little bits, and, there's notes on some of them. Notes. Well, that's dumb. Why are there so many definitions for the word note? Yeah, that's just a side note. But yeah, so he obviously got to, quite a decent level and reached grade 8, but I didn't see him play once. I haven't heard him play the piano ever in my life, and I find that really fascinating. And I think it's because he had a bad teacher. I think it's because he had a bad teacher. A teacher that kind of sucked the life and juice of and the love of music, Music is like, it's not maths, it's not science, it's like, I don't know, music is a lot of different things for a lot of different people, but it's a way to express ourselves, Like, I love the piano. I couldn't imagine myself without the piano around, I need that piano to just express myself, and I just love the instrument. And that's what I'm kind of leading to with the story, is just saying that, like, I'm really grateful for my first piano teacher, because he nurtured that childlike love of this instrument. And it's because of that I ended up progressing with the instrument to where I am at today. I'm still on the path. I'm still practicing, and I love to play the piano. I love to play the keyboard, and it's all thanks to my first piano teacher. So yeah, that's the story of my piano lessons with William. William, honestly, thank you, William. I know you're out there somewhere, wherever you are. I'm grateful for you, just expressing gratitude. And yeah, I guess this is also a prompt to any other musicians or any other artists out there to give thanks and be grateful for your first teacher, because that's what I'm doing today. I'm really thanking William for nurturing the creative, or just nurturing the love of the piano in me. So thanks a lot for watching again, guys. I really appreciate it. This month I'm sitting down to tell stories about kind of the starts of my piano journey. Well, not the start, just some stories about that. I've got the next one lined up. I should be putting that out sometime next week. But honestly, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I wish you good luck on your journey ahead. See you later.